Apayao-Abulug River, meeting the freshwater needs of nature and people. A massive, intricate water system weaving through the last frontier of the north, the province of Apayao in the Cordillera Administrative Region. Covering 278,651 hectares, Apayao-Abulug's river basin drains into the main Apayao-Abulug River and its tributaries. This nature's artery has a stretch of 175 kilometers. The watercourse lies from the municipalities of Calanasan, Santa Marcela, Cabugao, Pudtol, Luna, Flora, and Conner, serving different uses and bringing various opportunities to communities along it. Along its extensive stretch are tributaries that flows and meet together at the main river. From its headwaters to the middle stream and downstream, the Apayao-Abulug River flows down to the municipality of Abulug, Cagayan in Region 2. Historically, this river brought life to indigenous peoples of Apayao living along the banks. Communities depended on its benevolent stream, its freshwater environment, supply water for growing crops, propagation of aquatic resources, transport, and recreational use. Believing that it is possible to meet the freshwater needs of both people and nature through river protection and management, the DENR-CAR has kept an eye on the Apayao-Abulug River to save this vital resource.
Human activities have caused the degradation of rivers and streams, and consequently, in some areas, the disruption of the provision of valuable services. Through the Rivers for Life, we revitalize the Apayao-Abulug River by doing the exact opposite. We rehabilitated it through the concerted efforts of various stakeholders. In turn, this ecosystem can now better provide more benefits that will contribute to the well-being of the people of Apayao and neighboring provinces.
From national government agencies to local government units and civil society organizations, many groups are working for the protection of Apayao-Abulug River, resulting to its sustained integrity, quality, and beauty. Despite mobility restrictions, the government and surrounding communities had the conscious effort to sustain rehabilitation efforts to ensure the river's aesthetic value is preserved. The improvement brought about by these efforts is reflected in the river's water quality results in terms of dissolved oxygen and biochemical oxygen demand. Apayao-Abulug River's life is further manifested by its flowing water in all its streams. Various infrastructure and engineering interventions were put up along different parts of the river to better manage the water resource, to protect communities against flooding, and to make passage along or across rivers easier.
The efforts of the provincial government to protect the Apayao-Abulug River are anchored to one of the 10-point agenda of the provincial government to strengthen the environmental protection and preservation. Along this line, it has institutionalized through legislation and established various programs and projects aimed to protect, conserve, and sustainably use our environmental resources.
Proper solid waste management and cleanup activities in communities along and nearby the river have resulted to absence of all kinds of litters in its mainstream and tributaries. The municipal LGUs enforce a systematic solid waste management scheme to ensure wastes in communities are properly disposed and that none are washed away in the river system.
Ang mga nakukolekt natin waste sa mga barangay, pina-process natin into a product gaya ng bricks, hollow blocks at saka flower pot na binibenta rin natin at saka ginagamit natin sa mga parke natin.
Ordinances on solid waste management, anti-dumping, and anti-littering were enacted and enforced to instill discipline, earn people's commitment and participation in achieving a healthy, clean, and safe environment. LGUs have linked with junk shops to address recyclable wastes. Some have found their own ways to better manage recyclables with active cooperation of people from their households. This is in addition to the putting up of materials recovery and composting facilities. These initiatives are game-changing. Various stakeholders have also taken part in the revitalization of the Apayao-Abulog River, embracing innovative solutions. Partnerships have been entered into for the implementation of programs, projects, and activities that benefit both the river and communities depending on it. Apart from national government agencies, the LGUs, through their local ecological solid waste management councils, serve as the frontliners at the community level, working for the protection, revitalization, and management of Apayao-Abulog River. A better informed citizenry is key to the holistic bid to upgrade Apayao-Abulog River. Various activities such as training, information, education, and communication campaigns, posting and distribution of relevant information materials are continuously conducted to educate, involve, and give different stakeholders an opportunity to help the river in their own ways. We believe that Apayao-Abulog River and all other water bodies should have quality standards that protect and support their use and value.
Gusto naman ma-sustain yung mga best practices namin na tulad ng lapat para sa ganun ay mapangalagaan yung mga Apayao-Abulog River.
DENR in partnership with the local government units from the province down to the barangay, the other government agencies and all other stakeholders is committed to the effective implementation of all programs, projects and activities aimed at promoting the preservation and development of the Apayao-Abulog River to harness its protection.
We will continue what we have started and actually do more for Apayao-Abulog River. We recognize the efforts of the people of Apayao who are with us in working to protect and preserve this river, which is of historical and cultural importance. We stand in solidarity with the communities along the river. We reaffirm our commitment to work together across the basin, prioritizing the desires and needs of the Apayaos in decision-making over the future of the Apayao-Abulog River for the present and future generations.
Help us work toward this goal by taking part in river management. Each individual action, no matter how seemingly small, collectively make a difference for our rivers. Let us keep our rivers alive, because rivers are for life. Lamut River. The Lamut River is one of the primary Class C rivers in the province of Ifugao in the Cordillera Administrative Region. Its waters come from watersheds sustained through the Muyong system, a traditional knowledge system and practice of the indigenous people of Ifugao. The 41.82-kilometer river covers the municipalities of Asipulo, Kiangan, and Lamut. It drains to the Magat River irrigation system situated at the boundaries of Alfonso Lista, Ifugao, and Ramon Isabela. It has 9 tributaries: the Upper Kinawayanan, Lower Kinawayanan, Nayon River, Halog Creek, Bunog Creek, Bimpal Creek, Matobato Creek, Sanafe Creek, and Lawi Creek. The river's water is primarily used for irrigation, domestic, industrial, and hydroelectric purposes. It has 3 water quality monitoring stations. Water sample collection stations are located at Salamage, Lamut Bridge, and Lawig Bridge. Regular cleanup drives and rehabilitation efforts by the DENR-CAR in partnership with various stakeholders significantly contributed to the betterment of the river in terms of aesthetic and water quality. In terms of biochemical oxygen demand, readings from all stations were consistently at 1 milligram per liter from March to April 2019. This means that the river can sustain aquatic life and ecosystem. In terms of dissolved oxygen, readings from 2018 to 2019 were above the minimum standard for Class C fresh waters, which is 5 milligrams per liter. Readings show an improvement in the water quality of the Lamut River. The improvement of water quality is manifested in the water discharge flow rate of the main river and its tributaries. Lamut River has a discharge flow rate of 6.80 cubic meters per second. To prevent detrimental effects of erosion and flood, and to improve the aesthetics of the river, the local government unit of Lamut and the Department of Public Works and Highways have implemented infrastructure projects, engineering interventions, and linear parks along the river system. Owing to the concerted and individual interventions of different stakeholders, especially the community people, no more litter is observed in Lamut River's mainstream and tributaries. For better management of wastes, the municipality of Lamut implements a scheduled collection of garbage, especially in its central business district and nearby barangays. As per Municipal Ordinance Number 3, Series of 1996, all households in Lamut are required to have their own backyard compost pit for the disposal of biodegradable wastes. Hence, what is left to be collected from the barangays are non-biodegradable wastes. Based on the Waste Analysis Characterization Survey conducted in 2013 and 2014, Lamut's municipal waste volume totals to 13,788.58 kilograms. The wastes are collected by the local government unit of Lamut through its Municipal Environment and Natural Resources Office. The local government of Lamut has passed ordinances aimed at protecting and sustaining a clean and healthy environment. Among these are ordinances against littering, throwing, and dumping of garbage. There are several other policies on solid waste management at the municipal and barangay level. For the disposal of recyclable wastes, the Municipal Local Government Unit of Lamut has inked a Memorandum of Agreement with MC Junk Shop, a junk shop in Santiago City, Isabela. The DENR-CAR, through its Environmental Management Bureau CAR, collaborated with the local government unit of Lamut in the construction of an engineered sanitary landfill. with a material recovery facility which will serve as a waste diversion facility and a staging area of segregated wastes, especially of residuals and recyclables. Each barangay is also required to have their own MRFs. The DENR-CAR has sustained a strong partnership with various stakeholders for the benefit of the river and communities living near it. Livelihood programs such as eco bag production and agroforestry have helped people living along the river to earn income and thrive. Serving its purpose for recreation, garden, and open spaces near the river have been established and open to the public. At present, the municipal and barangay solid waste management boards and committees are responsible in enforcing the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act, the Clean Water Act, and other environmental laws which ensure the integrity of the Lamut River. Engaging people to take on environmental-friendly habits can be so challenging. Yet, through persistent information drive, communal training, posting of informative signages, and dissemination of IEC materials, caring for the Lamut River has become spontaneous. A thousand small actions can create positive environmental change in a community. The DENR-CAR, along with the concerned local government units and stakeholders, sustain efforts for the rehabilitation of the Lamut River, while advocating for the preservation of all river systems. Let's keep our rivers alive, because rivers are for life. Bued River, reconnected to people, revitalized. Bued River is a major flowing river in the province of Benguet in Cordillera Administrative Region. This 32.23-kilometer river originates from Baguio City and flows to the municipalities of Tuba and Itogon. It flows through the province of La Union and drains in the province of Pangasinan. It has 24 major tributaries. It traverses 32 barangays of Baguio City, 7 barangays of Tuba, and 2 barangays in Itogon. Bued River is classified as a Class C river. It is a major water source used for aquaculture, agriculture, domestic and industrial purposes. On April 18, 2016, Department Administrative Order No. 3 was issued, which designated the Bued River system as a water quality management area and created its governing board. In a bid to revitalize the Bued River and sustain its water services, rehabilitative and enhancement efforts were institutionalized. Restoration efforts by the DENR-CAR, in partnership with various stakeholders, significantly contributed to the betterment of the river in terms of aesthetic and water quality. Bued River has 28 water quality monitoring stations distributed within the river system. These were established for better monitoring of the river's state. In terms of biochemical oxygen demand, results of water quality analysis show an improvement from data in July 2019 to February 2020. This year, BOD of water samples collected from almost all monitoring stations are below the water quality guidelines minimum standard of 7 milligrams per liter. This suggests that the river system can sustain aquatic life and ecosystem. In terms of dissolved oxygen, readings from July 2019 to February 2020 show better results than the water quality guidelines minimum standard for Class C freshwaters, which is 5 milligrams per liter. Most monitoring stations registered an upward trend in dissolved oxygen, which means water quality has improved. The enhanced water quality is manifested in the improvement of the water discharge flow rate of the main river and its tributaries. To prevent detrimental effects of erosion and flood, and to improve the aesthetics of the river, local government units and the Department of Public Works and Highways have implemented infrastructure projects, engineering interventions, and linear parks along the river system. Owing to the concerted and individual interventions of various stakeholders, no more litter is observed in Bued River's mainstream and tributaries. Local government units have been implementing waste management programs and other regulatory tools that stem pollution and improve waste management. Local ordinances were enacted to institutionalize programs, projects, and activities aimed at ensuring a clean, safe, and healthy environment. Partnerships were also established with junk shops for the disposal of residual wastes, thus creating a source of income out of waste materials. At the community level, materials recovery facilities were constructed for better management and recovery of recyclable wastes. These initiatives are game-changing. Various stakeholders have also taken part in the revitalization of Bued River by embracing innovative solutions. Livelihood programs such as upcycling waste materials and agroforestry, among others, have helped people living along the river to earn income and thrive while bringing a positive impact to the environment. Serving its purpose for ecotourism and recreation, gardens and open spaces along Bued River has been improved. In the urbanized areas covered by the river, several beautification initiatives were also undertaken. Apart from national government agencies and local government units, several multi-stakeholder organizations are working for the protection, revitalization, and management of Bued River. These include the Water Quality Management Government Board, Protected Area Management Board, and local ecological solid waste management councils. These multi-stakeholder partnerships administer activities such as cleanup drives, information drive, communal training, posting of informative signages, and dissemination of educational materials that call for people's participation in the revitalization of Bued River. Bued River flows from Benguet's heritage. It has made a remarkable comeback, overcoming years of pollution and unsustainable use. The positive momentum continues today. There is still work to be done. We have to ensure the river continues to support a healthy environment and strong communities. Together, let us continue working on Bued River's restoration and transformation. Let us keep our rivers alive, because rivers are for life.